ever seen a perfectly lit flat lay of a quilt in a magazine and thought, I will never make anything that good, I want you to listen to me. Like, really, really good. I want you to hear this. That photo wasn't made to inspire you. It was made to impress someone else. So let's talk about it. Hey there, quilty friend. Welcome back to Loose Threads and Stitches. I'm Kristen. This episode is part of a Get Out of Your Own Way series, helping overwhelmed creatives reconnect with their joy. Today, we are digging deep into something that I think is low-key wrecking our creative lives, and that is comparison. This is part 3 of our Get Out of Your Own Way series, and we're naming the thing that keeps so many of us from even starting a quilting project, and that is the lie that you are behind or you are not good enough. So new episodes are going to be dropping weekly for this series. So please make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and following this podcast. And let's stitch our way back to the truth, because these are messages that I think all quilters really, really need to hear and take to heart. We think comparison is supposed to push us, right? I don't know about you, but I am pretty competitive. I like to win. I like when things go my way. I mean, you know, who doesn't, right? You know, I'll just scroll Pinterest and I will get inspired, we say. But 2 hours later, you're buried under a pile of imposter syndrome, and you have all of these pins that you have saved that you liked, but you have this vague sense of being, 12 years late to the party, especially if you were following all of these people on YouTube or on Pinterest or on blogs or on the, Instagram or whatever, where you see these people that are making a quilt in 20 minutes. The truth is, comparison doesn't make you better. It just makes you doubt the goodness that's already in you. Okay, now we're going to get into some nitty-gritty stuff today, so I hope that you are ready for this, all right? I feel like I have a really good handle on this topic. Okay, my background is in marketing, it's in graphic design, it's I was a freelance designer for a long time prior to having my own channel here on YouTube and my own business, but I did a whole lot of social media, so I've got a lot of background in that, and I want to tell you that, like, I think it can be an amazing tool, but here's the thing about Pinterest and Instagram and perfectly filtered YouTube reels. They're highlight reels. They're staged. They're curated. They're lit with ring lights and edited to make the seams look straighter and the fabric colors pop. Right here in my studio, I have my gorgeous neon light, right? I have a spotlight over here that makes my skin look just a little bit brighter for you, right? And that's just the way that the online world is. But most of those perfect quilt photos were taken with all of the mess cropped out. And I mentioned this on my channel before too. What you're seeing in this lens right here, it's about 7% of my studio. What's underneath me? I have a couple like piles of fabric that I moved off of my sewing table. My sewing machine is right here, right in front of me, and it's cropped from here up so that you don't see all of that mess, okay? And it's not a lie that I feel like I'm projecting to you, because I want you to focus on the message that I'm speaking to you, not the fact that Kristen's been busy sewing and she hasn't cleaned up in a while, right? So when you are comparing your 3 a.m. sewing slump to someone else's styled shoot, that's not fair. And it's not real. Those perfect shots that are on the Instagram photos are probably one of 15 or 20 shots of that quilt that were taken to begin with. And then they chose the very best one to show off their beautiful quilt. So, story time. I made a quilt once that I loved, okay? It was imperfect corners. I was still trying to find my binding game at that point, okay? The colors were very chaotic. I was experimenting with the color wheel and playing with lights and darks and I don't know. It was It was a hot mess, y'all. Okay, it was a hot mess. But it really made me smile. And I never posted this quilt on social media. You know, why? Because it didn't look like a lot of the other quilts that I was seeing posted on social media. I let imaginary internet strangers decide whether or not my joy and my quilt was actually valid. And at the time, I felt very strong in my decision for not sharing it. It was just a quilt that we like played with here at home, and it got lots of love, and it was just kind of the goofy, silly. I think I even called it my ugly quilt, which again, it's been a while, so I don't do that anymore. All right, because I'm proud of everything I make, whether it is like ribbon worthy or not. The fact that I let that affect whether or not I felt like I did a good job on that quilt, it made me sad. Okay, so we don't do that anymore. Comparison tells you that you are behind. It says, she already mastered curves? No way. That person made 20 quilts this year? Are you kidding me? It's June and I'm still on like quilt number 4, right? I don't know how to match the seams as well as this person. And if you don't match the seams, the quilt pattern does not work, Yeah, whatever. Friend, I want to tell you that you're not behind. You are on your own timeline, and that timeline gets to include all the pauses that you want. It gets to include the detours, and it gets to include the slow seasons when things are just a little all over the place, okay? So instead of thinking, I am not as good as them, or what can I do to be as good as them? I want you to ask yourself, am I growing in ways that matter to me specifically? So, in some of the ways that you can actually actively get into this mode and practice this getting out of the comparison trap is you can start curating your own feed with social media. I want you to unfollow anybody who makes you feel like you are not enough. I am on social media. If I'm not the right fit for somebody, it's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings that they don't follow me. I want you to post your imperfect work with pride, even if it's in a group where you don't actually know anybody in person, okay? But it's another group of quilters. There's tons of like Facebook groups with lots of quilters on there. Post it in there with pride and get some feedback. And also, I want you to keep taking photos of your quilts, even the ugly ones, okay? Keep a photo album of the quilts that you have made, because I guarantee you can look back on it one day and you will be so, so amazed, because there are quilts that I will find a photo of on my hard drive on my computer. I don't remember making it. I don't remember making it. It's been so long ago and I've made so many quilts. It just is that way. So not just your favorite quilts. I want you to take all of them. All right. And I want you to celebrate the process, not just the finish lines. Okay. Your journey deserves to be seen, even if you're in the messy middle of the journey, like it deserves its place, right? Because you can't get to the finish line without going through the messy middle part. In the Stitch Sister Inner Circle group, which is my private quilt club membership, we love progress pics, because this block fought me and I still won moments are absolutely celebrated. And a quilt top that is draped over a laundry basket, it's real, it's messy, it's honest, and that's what makes it magic, because we don't get all of the filtered perfect pictures in that group. We get real stuff, okay? Because that's real life, right? So you can come join us if you are done pretending and ready for a safe space to be your quilty self. We would absolutely love to have you. I will leave more information on that down in the description box down below this podcast. Something that I want you to walk away with today is Comparison tells you that you will never, ever be good enough, especially in today's world with social media and the internet the way that it is. It has its place. Believe me, I love social media. It has its place for sure. But, you know, don't let it have that hold over you. Here is what I personally know. You already are good enough. Whatever stage you're in right now, wherever in the journey of the creativity and quilting world you are at right now, your creativity, it doesn't need to impress. It just needs to exist. And if you are the only person that gets happy with whatever it is that you create, that's enough, right? So, takeaway truth is you are not here to compete. You are here to create. You have that spark and that fire that was put inside you to do that, and that is enough. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If this resonated with you, go ahead and share it with a quilty friend who needs a reminder that their stitches are already worthy and they don't have to be perfect. Also, if this resonated with you and you are feeling like, yes, I get it, I've been seen, that's totally me, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. I would love to chat with you a little bit more beyond this and just hear your stories, okay? Next week in part 4 of this series, we're going to be tackling decision paralysis and why choosing fabric should not feel like solving world peace. Until then, take a breath, go pet your beautiful fabric, and I will see you next week. I'm Christen with IZStarsQuilting.com. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.